Tonight for tea, Shelley wants Malaysian curry. So I'm going to do a chicken style Malaysian curry. It's pretty easy really. You need some sort of blender. You can use a small one, whatever you want. You can do this in a mortar and pestle if you've got one. I have one, but check what happened to it. We dropped the, it snapped. So, and this is really hard to do in a mortar and pestle. For the paste, which is most of its flavour, here's what you're going to need. A couple of stalks of lemongrass, as much chilli or as little chilli as you want. I'm going with the big ones, I quite like them. Kaffir lime leaves that I'm going to mix some in. A big chunk of ginger, about the size of your thumb. I've got big thumbs, so I'm using frozen ginger. Ours has run out of fresh, so I've tucked into the frozen ginger. And one whole onion. I have got 1.5 because I'm saying that's about a whole onion because they're very small onions, so these are really small. Anyway, what we're going to do is make a paste. So I have my pan on the heat there, as you can see. I'm going to add 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil. You know, good. That'll take good temperature. Peanut oil would probably be great for this. It's something that takes high temperature. And what we're going to do is, these are our lemongrasses. Just going to bash them with the back of the knife or whatever. Bash in. Take the single outer skin out. It's a bit. It will kind of, the ends of it are a little bit woody. They're not as tender as the inside. So you see there, it's like it's not good. Where that's a lot softer. So just the outer skins out. Take them off. Cut that little bit on the end off there. And the stalk bit at the bottom, which is also hard, like so. Goes off there. And just cut them along like that. Your machine will do the rest for you. Don't worry about it. So that's out there. I'm just going to cut them up like so. Drop them in. Don't forget it's 1 whole onion. Oops, got some on the outside. Some going in there. Garlic, it's frozen solid, but this machine will put pay to it. Ginger. I've got 6. Sorry?
That was ginger.
Ginger, sorry. It's correcting me now. I've got 6 or 7 cloves of garlic in there. Wham them in there. You like it garlicky, go garlicky. I'm not going to bother taking the seeds out of these because they're very mild. So I'm just going to use 2 of them. I'll taste the paste. If I want to add more, if I want to heat it up a little bit, I can do. I'm going to add, say, 4 dried kaffir lime leaves. Everything I'm saying here is just below there, so you look. I'm going to do it in 2 sections for you. I've also got some of the cardamom pods here that I'm just going to put a little. I would have cut them first, it makes them easy to come out. Put a bit of pressure on them like that. Split them, and there's little seeds inside them, you see. It's those little seeds we want. We don't want the husk. We just want them seeds. So if you get them like this, cardamom pot, these are really flavourful. I love cardamom, hence why it's going in here. So just roll it like that. The little black seeds will come out, and they will go in. I use about 4 or 5 of these. Probably should have already done it. It might have saved you a bit of time. Here we go again. Just at the end, break them open. A little twist between your fingers, and then pull it open. The seeds will come out. If they all don't come out, don't worry. Just add as much or as little as you want. If you're a big fan of cardamom, like me, I'll add quite a few. And then I'll probably add some more as well later on, because that's the way I roll. Anyway, that's 5 up to now. Let's just cut it. Instead of messing about, try and open it out. If a bit of the husk falls in, don't worry about it. It won't kill you. Well, these are the kind of things that you find in a lot of Indian curry houses. They just put them in whole, you know, the big seeds that you get a mouthful. Ooh, that's not nice, but we're going to try and ground this up as much as I can in there. So they're now in. My lid's on, my power's on, and let's go. We want that to go finer than that, so we're going to get a little, my little pink scraper is in here. Take the lid off, Push it back down into the blades and leave it on. I have a tablespoon of turmeric here, which a teaspoon of it I'd love to throw in there, but turmeric really stains. Anything it touches, it will stain. So you've got to be aware, if you put it in there, all this beautiful clear glass, it's not going to be that way. Massively need mixing in with that. I'm going to tip it like so. Get as much as I can. Massively need mixing in with it because it can get mixed in with it in the pan. Just keep putting it in there. We'll keep squashing it down. That's fine. But probably do it with a hand blender as well if you want it down like that, innit? We're just going to keep mixing it this way. If you want it really finer, you could chop it by hand and then put it in smaller. That's going to do me, I think. So now I'm going to fry that off, take my blades out. So we're going to just scrape it into the pan. It's going to sizzle like a mad sizzly thing. We'll probably take that off the heat at that stage there. Like so. It's now off the heat because I always have my pans reheat, never put food in a cold pan. It's awful thing to do really, it's just not right. I'm going to stir that round in there. Now that's basically our paste. We want to cook it in and we want to cook good, the turmeric's in there, bright yellow paste. This pan, after putting this in here, is going to be bright yellow too, and what you'll find is, because that way, everything you cooked will look, it's going to have a bit of yellow in it. So my advice to you is put a bit of soap in the pan, a bit of water, boil it up a couple of times when you've done this. But you know, if you're into your Malaysian food like Laskas, anything this kind of Thai influence, Malaysian kind of food, bit more oil in there, it's a little bit dry, then I really do say do this. You know, it's beautiful, beautiful curry. Anyway, I'm just going to fry that in now. My paste and everything in there. You can see the colour. For about 5 to 6 minutes, maybe a bit more turmeric. 5 to 6 minutes, and by the time you're back, it will be cooked off and we'll be ready for our next stage. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Bye. A couple of things now. We're not 5 minutes off yet. You're just back. You left me about 30 seconds ago. I forgot to put in a piece of Cassia bark or cinnamon. This is Chinese Cassia bark, and that's going in. It's stronger than cinnamon, so I can use a lot less. And three cloves of three star anise there. Just throw them in. Give them a little fry around with that too. And let me just have a quick recheck. Anything else I forgot? Nothing else that I forgot. By the time you're back, it will definitely be ready this time to start what we're going to do. See you in a minute. Right, you're back. This is fried off. So it's everything and that's cooked off there. It's just waiting for basic and stuff to go in it. What we're going to do now is bring you over and a quick run through what we've got. We have some fish sauce. It's called nampam something. One chicken stock cube in a Manchester City cup, as you know, massively important city stock cube, Man City cup. We're going to add about 150 millilitres of water in your mug, it's about there. 1 tin of coconut milk. I have some dry coconut milk because I always find tin of coconut milk never gives it that really good coconut flavour. Tablespoon of soy sauce. We've got some lime, some more kaffir lime leaves. I'm going to try and strip. Chicken. Which is going to go in it as soon as our curry sauce and our stock's going in it. So, should I say my coconut milk. Coconut milk's going in there now. Let's get that little bit off, that's all flavour you see. We'll turn that up a little touch. Stir it in carefully. You do not want this to go on your clothes. You do not, anything this stuff touches, it's got a load of turmeric in it. Turmeric is hell to get off things. So we just stir that round in there like so. I get rid of that can. We want the next thing, which is our stock cube. Chicken stock cube, I hope. I'll be able to tell by the colour. I'm good like that, you see. Chicken stock cube, you have the yellow colour. Whole stock cube, squash it down. That's what I do. Mixes in better. I throw it in the cup. I'm going to halfway that. Adds a bit of flavour. Make sure you mix it in, and don't forget the Manchester City cup is the only cup that is really suitable for this. The other ones just aren't good enough. I'm sure you know that by now anyway, so you might not like that fact, some of you, but it's true. Anyway, let's stir it in. Here we go again. We're starting to come to a bit of heat there now. Here's my stock. I'm going to make sure it's mixed in at the bottom there. Hang that in. Oh, there it is. It's going in now. It's not the only cup Manchester City have got in the last few years, is it, guys? No, it's not. Alright, that's in there now. Now we need to work on our... Be careful what you do with this. I'm going to just put that in the sink, give it a flash, because if it touches that, it's going to wreck it. Our chicken. I got one breast of chicken here. I got about a half, breast and a half. Used some for yesterday for something. I cut that bit off there. It's never good. Don't want that in any bits that you can feel or see on it. Always clean it up. Bit of fat there. Don't need it. Let's just open her out a little bit. This is butterflying it. You just cut it like so. We've got one big piece of chicken now. Cut it there. Cut it there. Cut it there. It's probably better to use chicken breast, chicken thighs for this. But unfortunately, again, I don't have chicken thighs, so we're just going to use what we have got, which is chicken breast. It doesn't need as much cooking as a chicken thigh, so yeah, I have to be careful on it. Don't put it in too high. We want it on a nice low heat again. Clean the chicken up. Nobody wants that in the mouth, I'm quite sure. Like that. This one was butterflied yesterday to make chicken burgers. We made Mexican burgers, which won't be seen the day of light. They were lovely, but unfortunately there was issues with the camera person, I think, at the time. Isn't that right, Jonesy? Isn't that right? Are you there? Are you there's issues now. I'm like that at the camera and saying, so there was no issues with the camera. Was it me? What was it? Was I too sexy for my shirt? Was that what it was? No. Shell didn't like my shirt, so she said, "You're not going on there with that shirt. You're not putting anything on there and showing me up." That's what she does, you see. Anyway, there's our chicken. It's all chopped, ready to go. I am going to wash my knife that I just chopped that with, and we're going to strip our onions. Different cut from what you've usually seen me do. This is a... yeah, bubbling away. It's bubbling away there. As the water goes, water's the enemy of flavour. Anyway, you know that, I've told you a million times. We're going to get our other. This is counting, look how small they are. We're counting this as one onion. So we're going to get our other onion. We're going to cut that end off that I tell you never to cut off. Make sure it's off, and we're just going to run through them like this. Alright, and we're just going to throw them in there. Like that. No frying of these. So it's... Basically, it's one whole chicken. You just throw it in there like that. You're laughing. One whole onion. Shell's tapping my arm saying, "What? We believe it or not, not drinking, haven't been drinking, not drunk for days and days and days. Got loads of drink in, but you know we're good like that, aren't we, Jones? We don't drink a lot. People probably think, oh God, these are always drunk. These two. Because Shell's always trying to grab at wine and things. But she's not that bad. Anyway, Let's have a taste of this. Let's see where we're at. We don't want it powdery tasting. We want it a bit cool, couldn't we? Yeah, I've got the kaffir lime. Got everything coming through right temperature. For me, a little bit of salt in there. Couple of grams of salt. I've not. The soy sauce might sort that out. At this stage as well, we're going to add our fish sauce. About a plate of that. A teaspoon of fish sauce in there, and what you're going to know now, we stir that in, taste it again. I'm going to give it a few more minutes to cook down, and then we're going to add a little bit of sugar. Always add sugar to this dish, usually brown sugar if you can get it. We got some muscovado, I think, somewhere, so I'm going to throw a tablespoon of muscovado in. Let's try that. Beautiful. By the time you're back, we'll be throwing that muscovado in, then we'll be putting our chicken in, but I just want those onions to soften up a little bit. See you in a minute. We're at the stage now where we've got about 10 minutes left, so I'm about to put my rice on. Manchester City cup again, measures it out, 300 grams of rice there, 100 grams a person. Like there's 3 of us having it, there's more than enough rice there. And now I've got my pan on again, as always, have it on heat, pretty high heat there. One thing I don't hear this, no I didn't have that on. Anyway, so we're going to put I've got the pan on, I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of salt in with my rice. Just put it in like that, I'm going to shake it around, put it there. And I did tell you, you went away, we're about to put the sugar in. I want 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. So that for me is 2 teaspoons, there's 1, that's a big lump of it there, it'll all mix in, don't worry. There. Don't worry about how much you put in. This is muscovado, beautifully like treacly dark flavour on it. It'll really sweeten it up. So I'm going to stir that in. I'm going to taste. Shell's just covering the sun there, which is glaring through our window. And we're going to see what that tastes like. Does it need more sugar? Does it need more salt? You should be able to pick out this time now the kaffir lime leaves that are going to be little teeny bits in there. We're going to add more of them in this final 10 minutes whole. And I'm just going to taste that. I think that could do with a little bit more sugar. So probably 2 tablespoons at this stage. If you like, you can add honey. If you haven't got that, you can add white sugar. It's what you've got. You can only use what you've got. If you don't want to go out and buy muscovado or soft brown sugar, this is light muscovado. It's up to you. Sugar's sugar basically. It's sweet. There's some of them that has a more treacly kind of flavour, a more like kind of burnt sort of sugar flavour. It's all good. So I'll mix that in now. Put my rice back on the heat. I can hear my kettle coming up. Taste it again. And we'll hit the spot with that sugar. Let's see. Tastes good. Let me take it, my show. My show will always do this face, so I'll show you the face she's going to do. She's going to taste it. Like that. Watch this. Here we go. Let's see if it. Oh, spilled a bit there. She's not done any face this time. So that must mean, does it need more sugar? Does it need more sugar? No, you think it's enough sugar. Okay then. Right, anyway, our rice is on. We did 1 cup of rice. So to that, I'm going to do equal amount of water times a half. So I've got 1 equal amount of water there. And then that's so 1 mug of the cup, and then just below a half. So you've got, say if you've got 300 grams of water, we've got 300 millilitres. We've got 450-ish millilitres. 400 grams of rice, 300 grams of rice, 400 milligrams of rice. Then we're just going to put it there, we're going to forget about it. It's that simple. I'm now going to take my coconut. This is a solid block you can get from the shops, it lasts for bloody ages. And we're just going to grate a load in, because I love that flavour of coconut in Thai, Malaysian, all these kind of foods. So I'm just going to grate that. Then I'm going to taste it. You're going to straight away, you're going to say, oh, now that's beautiful. We're now at kind of Alaska there really, but that's beautiful. The onions in there are softened up. Now we're going to taste it. Let's try that. That's nice. Let's give Shell a little taste of this. Oh yeah, maybe a bit more coconut. What do you think? No more coconut? No? Okay. What about you guys? What do you think? What do they think, Shell? They just tasted it. What do they think? They don't think it should be coconut. Okay, well, we'll go with them guys. We'll go with the guys back home. Anyway, chicken, where have I put it? Oh, it's there. We're now going to turn that to the lowest heat on the back. We're going to slowly do a chicken. All we're going to do... Hello, Lily. Oh, you've got some... Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, she got some beautiful flowers. Go and put them in the fairy garden then.
No,
She's pulling all the flowers. Oh, they're for Mummy, okay.
I saw
Right.
some fairies. They were in my houses.
Really? Yeah. Oh, lovely. Anyway, Lily's playing fairy gardens outside with her big brother. Anyway, our chicken's now going in. We're just going to drop it in. Don't want a load of colour on this. Believe me, this is going to get... Well, bring it there. This is going to get lots of colour from that turmeric. It's cooked off now. The curry's been on for a good 15 minutes from beginning to end. So you're not going to get a powdery flavour in that. We might even chuck a few prawns in as well. Shell likes a prawn, you see. Chicken and prawn Malay curry. You don't have to do that. You can put whatever you want in it. It's your business. If you want it to be vegetarian, you can do that. All you've got to do now is turn that, right, put it on a lower light, and then wham it to the back. Get a lid on it so it's thick enough that, so I do not want to lose. Let me just wash my hands good. Feel the chicken on them, it's no good. Shell will take you into the curry. And get the lid for the pan. And I'm just going to cover that up. Now I'm going to prepare my last things, which are here, ready to go. I'll bring them over. We have green beans. Some of them, well, you know what they are. They're baby sweet corns. Usually find it in this sort of thing. You don't want to put it in, don't put it in. You do, you do, you don't, you don't. So we're just going to chop through like that. This makes it more, it really fills it out. It's not going in yet, it's going in about 5 minutes. Spring onion, I'm going to take the end off there. I'm going to use this as a topping. We're also going to be mixing in a little coriander at the end there too. So I'm just going to chop them to the side. They're beautiful, a big pile of them on the top, love them. Then we're going to do a slightly larger cut on the spring onion. Back into that pan, but we don't want it boiling. Like so. I should have probably cut the ends off first, but you can do that. There we are. There's the spring onion in. Take the ends in. Green beans we're going to do exactly the same with, so we'll get them in a second.
I found you some fairies.
You found fairies in the fairies. She's found fairies in the. That's brilliant. You find some more. She'll be back in a minute with another load of fairies. Green beans as well. These are trimmed at the end. It saves me doing it. You come in here. By the time you're back, we'll be ready to put the rest of the food in, which will be about 5 minutes. If you cut on these, come on. Have a look at this. About this long. About inch strips like that, and we're just going to throw them in as well. Oh, there we go. See you in a minute. Back again. Chicken's been in. Took it off. I threw my other kaffir lime leaves in. 3 other kind lime leaves whole. What we're going to add now is our other little bits, which are here. I have my green peas or green beans that have been sliced to about 1 inch. I'm going to put them in. I am going to put basically everything that I chopped before in, except for the finely cut spring onions. They're not going in. We're having an addition of prawns that we just love, so they're going in there too. Sprinkle a few of them in. Only take a minute or 2 to do. Michelle's looking at me funny again because she knows how to cook prawns. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know what that is. I don't know what she's thinking. Anyway, so we're just going to turn all that in. You see now it's an absolute pan of colour, and it looks lovely. Prawns are going to take a minute to cook. Here we go, let's push them underneath. Get that lid on for a couple of minutes. Shell's pointing at stuff, but she doesn't have to point at anything. She thinks I've missed these spring onions, you see, but I haven't. With spring onions, we've got a little bit of bite on them, a bit of that flavour on them. We have lime. I'm going to squeeze. I've got one lime. I'm just going to squeeze the juice of 1 in now. So I like to add it right at the end because for some reason, flavour of it just seems to disappear. To me. So I like to give it a last squeeze at the end. But something I will do is get my little grater here, and I'm going to grate the lime zest. Probably should have done that before I cut it. So if I get a bit of lime zest on it, you'll not see this going in with that sun there. But do that before you cut it. I didn't do that. But I love that limey flavour. And I would recommend adding your squeezed lime at the very end. Because it adds a lot more flavour rather than like before. Right, I'm going to check our rice. Let's give it a go. Ooh, I've turned it off. Have a look at that. Yeah, it's coming together. Now my rice is there. Let's give it a stir, try it. Lovely. I'll put it to the side, let it steam off for a few minutes. And there we go. Now we can add our spring onion, like so. You should come in and we should see a bit of colour on the prawns now. When we're going to serve this, we don't want that in there, and we don't want the star anise in there. Don't put it on people's plates. People don't tend to like it. See our prawns? Pink all around, perfectly cooked. I don't think Charlotte thought that was going to happen. You see, she's looking like that now. Oh yeah. Anyway, that lot's going in. Spring onions in. Give it another stir. Just want them softening up a little bit. I want crunch in my veg that I've just threw in. And so I'm going to put that to the side like so. And by the time you're right, we're gonna have, I wish I'd owned long plates and that. That's basically our dinner. It's done. I will find something to serve it in, put it on a plate for you, something like that. In fact, I might put it in a bowl, bit of rice in the middle, something like that, and it around it with a bit of green stuff over it. I don't know. By the time you're back, you'll see anyway. See you in a minute. Right, so there, just plate it up quickly, throw it in a little pot, bit of rice in the middle, all that around there, and that's basically tea.